So the time has come here on 30 Parks in 30 Days to talk about a team with what most people say is the most egregious fan base out there, the Philadelphia Phillies. Darren, before we talk about the Philadelphia Phillies and their 2025 season, I want to ask, how are you doing? We are less, I think, 5 days away from opening day. So are you still watching spring training games at this point? Or are you just kind of already tapped out and ready for opening day?
Oh, I'm still watching with the understanding that this season has technically already started. And right now, it's just those last couple of roster spots. Am I anticipating opening day? Yeah, let's go already. I'm ready.
Yes, I know. That day should be a holiday. We should get that day off.
I would love
or
that.
At least early, get to go home early or something. But before we talk about the Phillies, we got to give a shout out to our sponsors over at Nashville Tax Solutions. So, Darren, if you would mind taking away.
So it's very interesting, right? As Met fans, we're actually talking about something that we like more than the Phillies, and that's taxes. That shows you how much we hate, the Phillies. But you and I are open-minded, so we're going to give this a proper Philly overview in a second. But attention, Palm Bay and Fort Pierce. Are you struggling with tax issues? Whether you're behind on filings, dealing with a lien, or just need expert guidance, Nashville Tax Solutions is here to help. Their team knows the ins and outs of tax relief and is ready to fight for you. But don't just take Mike's word for it. Don't take my word for it. Listen to what some clients have had to say. Chris Bennett and his team saved me from a financial nightmare. They're knowledgeable, they're clear, and they're compassionate. So don't let tax troubles keep you up at night. Call 855-627-4829 and visit NashvilleTaxSolutions.com or email info@NashvilleTaxSolutions.com today. Nashville Tax Solutions, because tax problems deserve real solutions. Back to you, Mike.
Thank you. And compassionate is not one of the adjectives to describe the Philadelphia Philly fans, but this is a team that last year was expected to do great things, and they did. They didn't go as far as we anticipated to go when things were going good for them. They were going really good, but anything can happen in a shorter series, which was proved. And the Mets took them on in that second round last year. We know what happened from there. Of course, they went on to face the Dodgers and the NLCS. But so, Darren, the Phillies are a team that did not make a ton of splash in the offseason, and that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes if no moves are made,
I think it's good.
But so here we only have 3 losses, and really outfielder Austin Hayes is the only one of sort of substance there, but no big loss there. Some acquisitions they made.
Do you get? Let me ask you about that. Do you get offended on some level? I mean, you're playing in the pros, you're making a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but if you're Scott Kingery, do you like? All right, you're going to the Dodgers, right? World Series champs, but they traded you for cash. You literally were bought. It's weird, right?
Yeah, it really is. It's weird, and man, I think that's all we can say is the word weird in that case.
Yes, that's all we can say. That's all we can say.
It's the only emotion we can feel at that point. Now you can make the case though, like, okay, they're trying to catch the Dodgers, trying to catch the Mets, so let's improve. But at the end of the day, sometimes you can't judge a small series by, okay, let's gut everything. And sometimes it just wasn't your day for whatever reason. So some acquisitions, Jesus Luzardo, trade with the Marlins, Jordan Romano, Max Kepler, Joe Ross. So really nothing of substance here. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time here in the acquisitions or subtractions. But what I do want to start with
1 year contracts.
Again, yep, a lot of 1 years. And so we'll start with the lineup before we break that down. So we understand that they're going to play with the lineup a little bit. So in the past, as you know, Kyle Schwarber has been leadoff, but this year, which I've always thought he should not be, not that he's not productive up there, but I always felt he's not a leadoff ideal typical hitter. So this year, potentially on opening day, they got him in the 4th spot. So that would mean that Trey Turner is your potential leadoff with Bryce Harper, Alec Bohm, Kyle Schwarber at DH, Nick Castellanos at right field, Max Kepler left field, JT Realmuto at catcher, Bryson Stott, and Brandon Marsh. So a lot of those names felt like they've been on that team for quite a while. One omission, of course, was the first baseman that went to Milwaukee that they lost last year. He's been doing really good things in spring training. I think leading the league with home runs in spring training. But again, it's spring training, so we put an asterisk next to that. So your thoughts on this lineup?
Well, I like Trey Turner at the leadoff spot. I think that's a good play by them. Bryce Harper's Bryce Harper. Yeah, he's another one of those guys. To be perfectly frank with you, I always felt belonged on the Mets. JT. I love me some catchers. He's a great catcher, wonderful. But he is a Philly guy, right? You think Phillies, you think JT Realmuto.
Yes.
It's a powerful lineup. I mean, all kidding aside, I don't mean to jump ahead, but I think Zach Wheeler is the best pitcher in the major leagues right now. I'll tell you what, battle tested, might not be the most talented, but he can go and he can throw a lot of innings.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's only one pitcher that comes to mind. And I'm not going to put Paul Skeens up there yet because he's still a baby.
Right, he's not battle tested.
Right, but that pitcher for Detroit may be the only one Tariq Skubal that would even be in the contention.
Yeah, I meant National League. My fault.
Yeah, no, you're fine. So, but no, you can make a case for either league really with that. But that rotation, anchored by Zach Wheeler, Jesus Luzardo, Aaron Nola, Christopher Sanchez, and Ranger Suarez. But Darren, one thing that we talk about a lot on this podcast is the amount of heavy right-handed pitching, 5-man rotations. This is a rotation with 3 left-handed pitchers slated for that rotation. So that is a great thing for them. A lot of wins coming their way. This is a team, Darren, that I feel that they could even go beyond what they did last year, but they've got to start off. They got to come out right off the bat and show their dominance, that they're not going to. This isn't going to be a year where they go backwards. They're going to continue to move forward. So I'm going to go ahead and recap our listeners before we wrap things up here. We've kind of given you a preview there. But so Darren and I were in agreement that the Mets would be the first place team in that division. The Braves were slated for both of us at third place. We agreed on the Nationals at fourth and the Marlins at fifth. So now one thing I did misspeak a couple episodes ago. For some reason, I thought at the time that 7 teams made the playoffs per league. It's only 6. So
I thought 7 too, because I'm thinking football. That's why.
Yeah. So as a recap for me so far, it's the Mets, the Cubs, the Pirates, the Padres. Those are 4 that I've said so far. So I'm going to put it out there that yes, a thumbs up for me. The Philadelphia Phillies will be that 5th playoff team for me in representing the National League, finishing second. And you're up.
I feel the same way. They're going to finish in second place. And barring injuries, they're going to have a big, tough run. They are going to be a tough out in the playoffs because they are angry. They felt they should have been there. And literally, they're 1 or 2 pitches away from it. And they did not take a step back. Like I feel the Braves have taken a step back. Phillies did not.
So they're going to smack a lot of people around early on, and because they have that taste, they want to get out of their mouth. So, Philadelphia Phillies could be a team going very, very far. And I say very, very far. It could be as far as the Dodgers, the Mets, or the World Series, but we'll find out how things go. Until next time, guys, thank you for joining us on this episode of 30 Parks in 30 Days. And until then, we'll see you around the ballpark.